Welcome everyone to Platform IAS. In this video, we are going to discuss the first question of General Studies 2023 UPSC Mains. The aim of this video will be to teach you the art of writing excellent answers within the given time limit. So let us start with the question. The question was, explain the role of geographical factors towards the development of ancient India. Now, first of all, you need to understand that in every question, UPSC tries to test you on some parameters. Parameters vary with each question. Okay. In this specific question, UPSC is testing two things: your ability to interlink different subjects, in this case, geography and history. And second is your ability to brainstorm multiple dimensions while sitting in the exam hall. Now, and your task is to give the examiner what he or she is asking for. So that's why it is important to understand this. First thing you have to do is underline the three key phrases: explain, geographical factors, and development of ancient India. Now, why are these keywords important? First is for understanding the context, which is the most important aspect of each answer. Okay. Second is for writing an impactful introduction. And next, third is deciding the structure of your answer, because you need to understand that both the key phrases, geographical and development, are going to be important here. And last is presentation. We will step by step cover all these, don't worry. Now, in this particular question, context is almost clear because explain is an easier directive word. Okay, and it simply means that you have to justify the succeeding argument through analysis and examples. Now, let us start with the introduction. Now, keep in mind that in the introduction, you have to tell the examiner that I have clearly understood the demand of the question. Okay, so your introduction should reflect it. In this question, a very impactful introduction can be like this one: geographical factors encompassing mountains, passes, coastlines, and river valleys shaped the economic, social, and political structures of ancient India, like trade, settlements, and culture. Next thing you have to do is make a map on the right side. Okay, you do not label it right away. We will label it as more and more geographical features come to our mind. Okay, while we write the answer, while we brainstorm the geographical features, we will label the map. Do not label it now. Now we are done with the introduction and partially the presentation. Now come to the structuring part. Here the phrase geographical factors will determine your macro structure, which we call the main headings. You will have to brainstorm these factors. And let me tell you a simple trick. What you can do is just recall the chapters of your class 12th physical geography book. Okay, start with geomorphological features, move to climate, then hydrological, and the last some biogeographical and human geography features. And human geography features students usually miss. Okay, so you don't have to miss. Okay, now within this, if you want, there can be microstructure also, where we can give subheadings for the relevant social, political, and economic developments in ancient India. Now coming to the content. Okay, here one thing is important. If you have structured your answer properly, then content you will be able to generate automatically. Okay, let me demonstrate it. First, geomorphological features. Okay, within which let's say first we start with mountains and passes. Now, one thing you need to understand is you have to be very precise and to the point. Do not waste your words, okay, in unnecessary language. Come straight to the point and keep on substantiating your answers or your points with examples. Okay, now let's say we start with mountain ranges. We say like Himalayas acted as natural barriers against foreign invasions. Vindhyas served as a cultural divide between north and south, which resulted in Cholas expanding more and more towards South Asian kingdoms rather than north, leading to trade, cultural, and religious connections. You can give an example here that you know the existence of Buddhist and Hindu traditions in South Asia. You can give example of Theravada school also. And at the same time, mountain passes actually like Khyber and Bolan facilitated foreign invasions from northwest. Okay, and this in turn facilitated political, social, and cultural contexts. You can give examples here like Persian, Greco-Romans, and you can also give an example like Buddhism spread through Silk routes to Central Asia. Next, you can write about plateaus and how mineral wealth such as the iron and copper facilitated the development of Mahajanapadas. You can give an example of Chota Nagpur Plateau and Magda and Avanti. You can give an example of Khetri mines, the Matsya Mahajanapada. Then you can talk about the building stones from plateaus which made massive temples like Brihadeshwara possible, which enriched our ancient architecture. Now this is done, and we can move to hydrological factors. Now we can start with rivers, how fertile soils along the rivers facilitated the birth of Neolithic, Harappan, Vedic society along the mythical Saraswati, which then moved towards the eastwards towards the Ganga Yamuna system. Plus you can add it like rivers, how they were used for navigation, trade, transportation, even mobilization of army. You can give example of Patliputra also, like it was known as Jal Durg, means water fort, because of this region also, because it was strategically located in those rivers. Okay. Now then you can write about the vast coastline which boosted our trade with multiple regions like Romans with West Asia, Southeast Asia, Mesopotamia, and you can give examples of port cities like Lothal, Mujris, which became cultural centers. Next, you can move on to climatic factors, how monsoon winds established trade and cultural relations with Arabs and Greco-Romans, and how it facilitated the spread of various ideas, religions, philosophical traditions. You can give example of how Buddhism spread to Southeast Asia through maritime trade routes. Then within climate, you can talk about seasonal variations and how they created regional, unique regional art forms. Like you can see in the hilly regions, you can see the wooden pagoda style temples, plus different types of agriculture practices, dietary practices and all this. Now after this, many students miss this, but you can also include it biogeographical factors, in which you can include forests. It is well known that timber was used in Ashokan palaces. Magadhan empire was empowered by the elephants. Okay, and medicinal plants were used in Ayurveda. Similarly, you can talk about the desert, how it acted as a barrier and once again created specific trade routes and communities like Banjaras who used to practice trade on these routes. Now last one which I talked about, human geography factors. Now this is very important. Now here we had a diversity of races, religions and different ethnic groups were there. Now this was an important factor in the development of social structures which we talk about, like the Varna system or the trade guild system which we had. Now I think I have covered, but I may have missed a lot of points. Now you can add more also, but now it is important to stick to the time and space limit here also. Please keep this in mind. You just have to make sure that you have content for 2 pages. Now once you are done with the content, finish that map which we drew in the beginning, label the geographical factors on the map and also the related historical aspects. Coming to the last part, that is the conclusion. Now it has to be again very impactful and non-inclusive. You can innovate here, like you can say that now you know that geography does not include simply the features but the whole Indian subcontinent also now. So based on that you can conclude like the geographical vastness or the unique features or the strategic location of India culminated into the Chakravartin Empire, the all-inclusive Chakravartin Empire under Ashoka the Great, which immensely influenced the development of ancient India. Now after concluding, now if you look back at this answer, you will see that we have covered almost all important aspects on which the evaluator is going to judge you. That is the context we have talked about, content we have talked about structuring, we have talked about presentation, we have talked about introduction and the conclusion also. Now your job is to practice more and more of these questions based on this overall framework. But I will also encourage you to innovate as much as possible. Okay, and also the key thing you will have to keep in mind is that developing such answer writing skills is going to take time and effort. So please keep practicing. Do not worry too much about the prelims results. I will try to bring more such videos. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.